Test, 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 test. Perfect. I think we're good now. Grenade, grenade. What's good, Mr. Bashir? Good morning, guys. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you, Mr. Bashir. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good day as well, my brother. Um, just wanted to give everybody a few minutes to join, but we'll get started now. It's been a few minutes. It's been 5 minutes. Oh, I just gotta stretch real quick. Wow. Alright, so now let's get started. Let's just go through these pairs one by one. Right? Let's do this how it's my first time looking at the chart for the day. Right? So first thing is first that you guys want to calculate is ADR. Right? Is STP, the safe take profit. Right? That allows you to know how many pips on average a certain pair is gonna move on a day-to-day basis, right? So we know that the max, right? The max that we know price is gonna move is ADR, which is 61 pips. Now, not every single day does every pair hit ADR, right? Sometimes they do a little bit less, sometimes they could do a little bit more, right? The whole point is being able to catch a certain move on a day-to-day basis. So we know that for sure every single day every pair is going to hit STP, which is a safe take profit. We know that for a fact, right? So 61 pips minus 33%, right? It's 40 pips. So we know that STP, the safe take profit, is 40 pips, right? And I'm just gonna calculate 40 pips today, from the high of the day to the low of the day, or the low of the day to the high of the day. Doesn't matter. You just want to calculate how many pips it has done today. And we already did 49 out of the 40 pips for the day. So that's it. AU's already done for. Right, on top of everything else, market structure, right? We're still trading higher high, higher low on AU. I'm not going to be trading AU until we start making lower lows and lower highs. Once we start downtrending, then I'll start trading AU. AUD CAD. Exactly. It's crazy. Like, you go into yesterday's session, exactly what we talked about. Literally exactly what we talked about. That is crazy work. Exactly what we talked about. We talked about this. I mean, the only reason I don't like AUD CAD, and let's start back from the top, right? Let's start from the top to the bottom, right? So we know that AUD CAD is an A1 for zone of consolidation and a downtrend. Still looking for that push to the bottom. We still haven't gotten a real break of structure of these lows. We're still testing. All of these candles are still testing the lows. We still don't have a real break just yet, right? However, internal structure, we could see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? We reached the lower high. We said on the 4-hour time frame, what do we need to see? We need to see a break and a retest. We got the break, the real break. We got the retest. Once we were on the retest, what did we say last night? Well, we either know price is going to break these highs or price is going to give us a rejection of the high to then continue the downtrend push. Right? And that's exactly what price did. It went back up to the highs at the market open, rejected the highs, and then we started making the downtrend pushes on the lower time frame. Right? And what we wanted to see on the lower time frame, we wanted to see the change of character. Higher high, higher low, higher high, boom, lower low, change of character, lower high, and we wanted to see the break of structure. We got the break, right? But obviously we just didn't really get a retest. Price just consolidated for a little bit. It gave us a break below the 800, consolidated here for a little bit, and then went boop straight into profit. It gave you a little nice 5-minute engulfing candle here, right? Bottom, top wicks on each candle. Oh no, where am I? I lost myself. I was up here, sorry. But that one obviously not a valid. It didn't close below. Where am I? Where was I? What did I see that candle at? Oh, right here. Bottom wick on that green candle. Let's see. Nope. No bottom wick on that green candle. So this is not a valid engulfing candle. Either way, you never got the retest. Right? Price gave you that engulfing and then just continued straight down. Never gave you the retest. Either way. So you wouldn't have gotten the entry. But either way, there was no entry based on the fact that this wasn't a valid engulfing candle. Let's look at another time frame. Do we have an engulfing candle anywhere else? Not a valid one because the second green candle did not close above the first green candle's wick. So this is not a valid engulfing, but we never got the retest either way. This is not a valid engulfing candle. First green candle is a doji candle. So no, we don't really have any engulfing candles here, which is all good. Again, structurally speaking, would have been enough to take the trade. We got the break, we got a zone of consolidation, right? If you don't like any of these entries up here, if you don't feel comfortable without taking the break and the retest, you got the break and retest that happened right here, right? Got the break, got the retest, and that's the entry to continue. Now, again, overall for AUD CAD, as I was saying and as I've been saying this entire time, we want to be careful either way taking these trades due to the fact that price never gave us a break of the low. Since price never gave us a break of the low, right, this lower high is not a strong lower high. Since this is not a break of the lows, we know that this is considered the inducement, right? This is where the market makers are going to make believe this is where the market makers are going to make believe that price is going to give you a lower low, lower high to go back into a lower low, and this is where the market makers are currently trapping traders. Going both ways, right? It's trapping traders who thought that this was going to be a simple break, retest to continue, right? And it's currently putting them in drawdown, right? And it's currently trapping the traders who think that this is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? Making them get into these shorts for then price to go back up and hit your stop losses going long. So right now the traders going long, their stop losses are getting hit, and now the traders who are going short, their stop losses are going to be hit soon. So you just got to be able to see, again, once you're able to see both sides of the story, once you're able to see, well, okay, this could happen, but this could happen, right? We know that something has to happen today. And again, the easiest thing to consider is STP. When is your time not to trade? Well, it's your turn not to trade when STP or ADR has been done already, right? So the first thing is first, 65 pips minus 33%. It's 43 pips for STP, and we already did 50 pips for the day. We did exactly 51 pips for the day. So AUD CAD's already done. No more trade left for AUD. Your was good, Muhammad. Was good, my brother. Good morning. Good morning. JumpeR was good, my brother. I'm good, man. I'm good. Finally moved into the new house already. I got a few things I gotta do over here, so gonna be a pretty busy next month or two for me, but it's good, man. I can't complain. How about you? You finish classes already, man? Finally. But yeah, guys, any questions, just let me know. So AUD CAD, we already know we're gonna skip through it. We're already done for the day. Right? Euro AUD, we had a 3rd-week high for this week. As soon as the market opened, gave us the push to the top side, so never gave us the opportunity to take that trade. Again, first thing is first, 124 pips minus 33% is 83 pips. So we know that 83 pips is STP for Euro AUD, and we already did 100 pips for the day. So Euro AUD is done. I'm not gonna update any of this until tonight's isolation session, and we'll come back to it. It's great family said anytime. Tomorrow I'll be back, man. Alright, good. Yeah, man, we missed you over here. We've missed you like crazy. I'll update my charts later tonight. Perfect. Yeah, we'll be on tonight. We'll do the isolation session. Today's Tuesday. Tonight's session is not even gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna be on WAP, but be in the Discord. I'll message you the link so you can watch. Where's he? How's he doing, man? He's chilling. He's in New York right now. He had to come back and deal with some stuff. He should be getting back, I think, like he should be getting back sometime this month. I don't remember when exactly. He told me the day, I just don't remember when. But he should be going back home. Now with trading, I don't know, man. I asked him a question last week. I had a little rough patch. I was like, yo, am I fucking lost? Like, what am I looking at? And I called him. I'm like, yo, I need your help, yo. Turn on your charts. He opened up his charts, yo. Nothing was updated for like fucking past 3 months. um his chart, like, it's been so long that he signed in that his chart was also like all messed up for some reason. Like his horizontal lines on the chart just completely messed up. I don't know, it was a mess. But yeah, that was like a week or two ago that I called him and asked him a question about the charts. So, but he's good. He's good. He's chilling. He's living life how, literally how I've always said. I'm like, yo, I can't. I want to do that. And he's fucking living proof of that shit. He's just chilling, man. There ain't shit that he has to do. Said, damn, same as me. I wish, man. But yeah, nah, he hasn't traded this entire year pretty much. Really hasn't traded this year. Like, he's really only taken like a handful of trades. Like, the last time that he was on his charts was when we were taking those AU trades, going short. And at this point, that was months ago. Let's look for it real quick. Last time he showed me a trade recently, which was a GJ trade, but it wasn't even like oh, I'm on the charts, I'm gonna start trading. Nah, it was one of those he looked at the charts, took a trade, and that was that. It's been that long ago that it's not even, it's almost can't see it anymore. This was literally the beginning of the year, yeah. Like, remember, this was one of the trades that he took, the 372 going short. He took all of these days going short. He got all of these trades. This was a time that I only caught the second day, which is okay. He caught all fucking 4 days, but so yeah, the last time that I know he traded and he was on the chart was in the beginning of the year, in January. After January, it's been, again, he's taken trades, but it's been just him looking at his phone, taking a trade, and that's it. It's not really updating the charts or anything like that. So I remember the U trades back to back. Yeah. So real quick, let's see what pairs are left for the day for us. So EuroCAD, we know we still got that gap at the bottom of the market. We started that second push to the top side, and we're still sitting at these higher highs in a zone of consolidation. Price has been moving sideways for the last 2 months, right? In the past 3 weeks, price has also just been moving sideways, right? And we're just in the middle of that zone of consolidation right now. So you already know we're not trading the middle of zones of consolidation. And on the 30-minute, we had a change of character, higher high, no break of structure, so no entry, right? STP for this one, I'm sure has not been hit yet, or it's probably almost hit. 106 is ADR, minus 33% is 71 pips. And already for the day, we did like 55. Almost. We did 64 pips already for the day. So, EuroCAD, just based on the fact that we are moving counter trend, we're making lower lows and lower highs right now, and overall we're in an uptrend. I'm not trading this. Right? Once I see a break of structure, once I see a continuation, 2 days of rise, 2 weeks of rise, um, if we start seeing the trend change, we make higher high, higher low, we get in on a higher low to go into a higher high, then I'll take a trade. But right now, there's nothing left on the table for EuroCAD. Euro USD, we got the change of character. Would have loved to have seen the break of structure, very similar to EuroCAD. Right? Without that BOS, I can't take a trade. 91 minus 33% is 60, so STP is 60 pips, and this already hit STP. We already did 67, 68 pips. So Euro USD is already done with. We'll update this tonight. GA, what were we talking about here? Let's take a step back. Why is this all squared up? Damn, what did I talk about yesterday? What was well, let's start from the top. Is all good? GA, we are in level 3 in an uptrend, the last and final push that we're looking for to the top side before we start that downtrend push. What I like about GA and what I don't like about GA. What I like about GA is that we have reached the previous peak high already. So we're pretty much sitting in peak high territory. I would like to say that, right? We are sitting um in a previous peak high. So at this point, Again, the easiest trades are just going to be continuations. And then once we start making lower lows and lower highs in the daily time frame, that's when we'll start looking for the trend change and we'll start looking for those shorts. But right now, price is still making higher highs and higher lows. Right, we still have 2 weeks of rise, looking for the third week this week. This is a pair that doesn't have a gap in the market, so everything is looking strong, right? All the confirmations that we see here are looking strong. We're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA. That's exactly what we did, right? From higher high, higher low. Now we're looking for a higher high. Um, the only thing that we didn't really get was any other confirmation for an entry. We had a daily engulfing that price still hasn't tapped into yet, so it is still a possibility that price could give us a steeper pullback before we could continue the push to the top side. On the 4 hour, obviously we have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. 2 weeks of rise, looking for a third week. This week could be the week that we catch this trade. We got a third week push to the top side. Looking for engulfing candles. We don't have any. We just have fake engulfing candles. No bottom wicks on those candles. And then on the 30-minute, we had 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go to the top side. And we went up today. As soon as the market opened, rejected off the 800 EMA and started making internal change of character, higher high, higher low, higher high, and just went straight to the top side. You can see that price already hit ADR as well, so not going to be looking for any trades on GA. I do like the fact, again, that price is still trading between higher high and higher low. We're still in an uptrend. So, again, technically speaking, right, what I'd be looking for, let's go down to a lower time frame. Now is when I'll start going into a lower time frame on GA. Um, and let's just say we're trading. I don't like structure when it comes to here, because we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Right? Because I'm not gonna say low. Well, we could say lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. It would be the same thing though. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Right? And then we had higher high, higher low, higher high. Then we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high to where we're at now, lower low. So right now GA just gotta wait this one out just a little bit. Um, obviously this is already a pair that for tonight going into tomorrow's trading session, I would love to look for an entry. Um, so we'll keep an eye on GA. We'll keep an eye on it. GCAD. Right, so we already know GA is done for the day, so we'll have to come back tomorrow for that. GCAD, we are in a similar situation. We're in level 3. Right, we haven't reached peak high just yet. We know that price has to reach these highs before we start the downtrend push. Right, what I do like about GCAD is that we can see where price is already trending and where it's consolidating. We had push 1, first zone of consolidation, push 2, second zone of consolidation, and then we have push number 3. Right, now this push number 3, that's the only thing where I'm a little iffy about is, is this going to be the entire push number 3 all the way to the top side? I don't think so. Right? It could happen again if we go to pairs like GJ, if we go to pairs like US30, if we go to pairs like gold, if we go to pairs like oil, even Bitcoin, you could see that, push number 3 could be fucking crazy. Right? We have push 1, push 2, and then push number 3 was from January of 2023 all the way to July of 2024. Right? So, could it happen? Again, definitely it could happen. It's just, what is the odds of that happening on a pair like GBP CAD? Right? On a pair that isn't really as big as GJ or is not as big as US30. It's not a big pair compared to gold or Bitcoin or US oil. Right? It's just a small Forex pair. So, again, what's the possibility of that happening on a pair like this? It's very low. But, again, it's all about market structure at the end of the day. Right? That's the only thing that as traders we have 100% that will happen every single time. Is the only thing that will tell us the truth 100% of the time is market structure. So, um, Right now we have no continuation, just a lot of sideways movement. We're pretty much stuck between these highs and these lows, where we could see price giving us zones of consolidation, break the lows, go back high, zone of consolidation again, break the highs, giving us another zone of consolidation and breaking the lows. So it's like structurally is not making sense to take any of these trades. And again, it's very simple. It's very simple. Like, I don't care that the daily time frame is uptrending and the 4 hour might still look good because we're still in an uptrend, right? The 4 hour doesn't really tell you anything right now. But what the 4 hour is showing you is how the market makers are trapping traders. If you're a trader, going long is making you believe that this is the break, this is the retest to continue the push to the top side, and then look how price is reacting here, right? If you're trading this based off of just the 4 hour, right? If you want to trade it a little bit more technical, you have another zone of consolidation. You have a break of the lows. So imagine how many traders here are going long based off of this, and how many traders are going short based off of this. So you have all of these traders going long and you have all of these traders going short in the same area. We're talking about the pip difference between where this short entry is and where this long entry is 71 pips, right? So, alright, bro, I'll see you later. Alright, Muhammad, I'll see you later, my brother. Right? So the fact that price is giving you entries going both ways, and it's showing you that on market structure. Like if anybody would be trading this shit, you guys will see that, like, yo, they'll be asking questions like, okay, well, I see this, I see this. And again, at the end of the day, market structure is going to tell you more than anything else. We have a change of character, lower low, lower high. We have a break of structure, price broke below the low, lower low, gave us another lower high. You know, what else are we asking for here? We could see how price gave us a retest. We could see how price rejected the highs, came back to it, tapped into them, and started going back down. What else are we looking for? Right? There's nothing else to look for. We already know that GCAD is a pair right now moving counter trend. Gonna move it away. Not gonna look at it. Go on to the next one. All right, GJ. GJ is one that I'm personally not trading. GJ, we're still in peak high territory. We're still stuck in the zone of consolidation that we've been stuck in since October of 2024. We have 2 months where price has been moving sideways, so no continuations. On the 4 hour, we're pretty much still trading between the previous higher high and the previous low. And again, since that high was made, we've been stuck in a zone of consolidation the entire time, where price is rejecting highs and rejecting lows the entire time. We have no continuations on the 4 hour. We had 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, price gave us a drop. Then we had a no net. Then it gave us another push to the top side where we could see that price rejected highs once again. And that's it. Like, what else are we asking for here? Like, yeah, we know we're trading between, at this point, right? We're pretty much trading between this high and this low. So once price reaches these lows, I'll start making my decision, right? Is price gonna break and continue that downtrend push, or is price gonna give us a rejection of the lows once again, the same way it did here, the same way it did here, right? Gave us a rejection of the lows to go back high. So if that's what price wants to do, then cool, we'll take that trade and we'll go back to the top side. And once price goes back to the top side, the same way it rejected these highs, if it comes back up and rejects the highs again, then we know it'll go short. So GJ's in an area where you have to be patient, and understanding the reason why is very important. And then market structure, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price just continued the lower lows. Never gave us, this isn't lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. No, all of this is part of the same structure. This is all part of the same downtrend, right? At this point, could we say that this is higher high, higher low, higher high, and then say that we're trading lower low, lower high, right? Whatever low is lower, lower low, lower high, and then lower low. Could we say that? Yes. Now we can, right? Because we had the breaks, right? We had the breaks, which we still haven't gotten this break just yet. Still testing. But if we get that break, then we could say that. If not, then we say that this is lower low, lower high, and then lower low all the way down here, right? For price to continue lower low, lower high. So we'll see. Again, GJ is still in an area where I personally am not really trading it. So I'm not in a rush to trade GJ. Again, regardless of everything else, again, we'll do what we gotta do anyway. STP 143 is ADR minus 33% is STP. STP is 95 pips. Did we do 95 pips already on GJ? We already did 110. So GJ's already done. We'll come back to this later tonight and we'll update it. GU, same thing, right? We don't have to go so deep into detail. We can, obviously, because I want to show you guys that there's more to it than just the numbers, right? 88%, 88 minus 33% is 58 pips, right? But this is how easy it is, really. Like this, really, as soon as you do this, you already know. Well, okay, I'm done looking at this, right? And then obviously you could put more into it, like GU. We know we're in an uptrend. Okay, so why are we downtrending right now? Why did price go down today? Let's talk about it. Right, daily time frame, right? Let's turn off GU already so we know that it's done, right? Where are we in market structure with GU? We're trading at a higher high, right? We were in V1, the first zone of consolidation. We had the break of structure. The break of structure gave us a higher high. We're looking for a retest. It went down, gave us a retest, higher low. Now we're looking for the higher highs to happen. It gave us the higher high, and we got another break. Right, we got another break of structure. We got price to give us another higher high. So what's gonna happen after a higher high? Again, it's very simple, guys. You guys all know Forex 101, right? Because each of you guys look at YouTube, right? So what's trading? What's a trend? Higher high, higher low, or lower low and lower high, right? Are we expecting price at a higher high to continue to make higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high? Or after a higher high is set, are we going to be looking for a higher low? Are we going to be looking for a pullback? So we already know for GU, we're trading at a higher high. We know we're at a higher high, higher high, higher low, higher high. On the daily time frame, we're at the higher high, which is the gray box. On the 4-hour time frame, we're at the higher high, which is the blue box. All right, on the 30-minute time frame, price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, gave us a higher low, right? Looked like price wanted to continue the trend, but then what happened? That's it. Got exhausted. Started giving us rejection candles to the top side. Started giving exhaustion candles to the top side. Right? Triple tops for those who trade triple tops. Right? So you got to be patient. We're already trading at a higher high. I'm not expecting price to continue. Now, if price gives me 2 days of rise, right? If price would have given us a second push today, then we know that tomorrow we could have taken another trade. If price would give us 2 weeks of rise, then we know we could take the third week. But right now, there's no continuations. Right now, we're trading at a higher high. Right now, market structure is telling us that price is not really ready to continue the push to the top side. We either need to wait for the pullback, or price is going to give us a zone of consolidation, the same way it did for GA, right? The same way that it did for GCAD, and then we'll just have to wait for the breaks. If it gives us a break of the highs, then we know we'll look for a break retest to continue. If it gives us a break of the lows, then we know we'll just have to wait for the pullback to be finished, right? For price to give you a higher low, and then take a trade at the higher low to go into the higher high. Right, so GU is already done. NZD USD is already done as well. You can see that ADR has been hit already. It did the full ADR move. US 30. We'll get to US 30 last. Let's do USD CAD. 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up, and it looks like price wants to push to the top side. But I'm not trading USD CAD. USD ZAR, I'm also not trading it. After the change of character, I want to see the break, and we also know that we have a gap here at the bottom of the market, so I'm not expecting price to continue that push to the top side. Gold. We had a gap at the bottom of the market yesterday. We also had a gap here at the top. Price came up, filled the gap at the top. We're still left with this gap here at the top side. But we know that we have the ones at the top, we have the ones at the bottom. We had a day of rise, we had a gap here at the market open. Went up, went down, filled it right away. STP for gold, 719 pips is ADR. 33% is 481. And we did 414. So still good with gold. Bitcoin, I'm not really trading it just yet. times is 746. All right. We'll look at Forex Factory too. So Bitcoin, I'm not trading it, and then oil, we're also in a position where I'm not really trading it at this moment, but STP hasn't been hit just yet. But again, I'm not really trading oil. Again, just based on market structure. We're trading at a lower low. Price is in a zone of consolidation here at the lower lows. So just kind of waiting for price to give me a confirmation, right? We're trading between 2 weeks of no net. Again, 2 weeks where price has just been moving sideways. So again, this is going to be the area where price is either going to give you another retest. What I'm looking for price to go a little bit higher, right? Give me a retest of this engulfing candle. Once we reach this engulfing candle, that's when we'll know either price is going to reject the highs and go short, or this is where price is going to give us a break retest to just continue that uptrend push, the pullback, which is again lower low, lower high. We're sitting at a lower low. Once again, as I said before, the market moves into the market only moves. What's the word I'm looking for? What the hell? Um, in two ways, right? As a trend, there is zone of consolidation, either lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? Or the uptrend, higher high, higher lows, or price is going to just move sideways, right? And in this case, we had lower low, lower high, lower low, and now price is just moving sideways. So just got to be patient with oil. Once price gives us what we need to see, then we'll start looking for those trades. So really right now there's nothing left, man. All the Forex pairs are already done. As we can see, all the Forex pairs already hit STP or ADR. Um I'm not really going to be trading US 30 either. Again, just looking at market structure, we've been stuck in the zone of consolidation for the last 3 days. Um it's only Tuesday, so this we've been in this zone since Friday. And I'm not going to be trading that. All right, and then the other thing that I want to go and look at is Forex Factory. We have news at 10, and then that's pretty much it for the day. There's no more news after that. Then for tomorrow, just so we could get ready for tomorrow, we have AUD news at 9:30 p.m., which is tonight, right? The market's open at 5, so at 9:30 during the Asia session, we'll have some AUD news, and then we have non-farm at 8:15. So I'm definitely not trading today. Non-farm at 8:15, and then CAD news at 9:45, and another USD folder at 10. And that's pretty much it for tomorrow. Um, Unemployment claims on Thursday, and then the first Friday of the month should be another NFP. Yeah, non-farm on Friday at 8:30. So it's pretty much it, man. Unless you guys have any other questions, anything you want me to check, let me know. Can we check Nasdaq 100? Yeah, it'll be pretty much the same as US 30, right? Pretty much again is really the same breakdown as US 30. Again, NAS, US 30, S&P, they all have the same. Is this again the same thing is gonna happen? Structurally might look a little different, right? Just a little different, but it's the same thing, right? And why is just how big the candles are gonna be on each, right? Let's pull up all three actually, so you can see. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's pull up all three so you can see what I'm talking about. Right, so daily, let's start just in the daily time frame with all of them. Alright, so boom, that's the daily on NAS. That's the daily on US 30. So just for these two, right? We had higher high, higher low, higher high, double top, and we started the downtrend, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, started or gave us a double top and then started the downtrend. Right? So we could already see it's very similar. Now, the only difference now is once price gave you the push to the bottom, NAS already gave us a stronger push to the top side. Compared to US 30, we got trapped at the previous lower high. Right? Compared to NAS flew past the previous lower high. But structurally speaking, they're doing the same thing. Right? Consolidating, consolidating. Right? The 4 hours, and then look at S&P. Right? Same thing. This one is a lot closer to NAS in structure because it's the same kind of power, right? Double top gave us a push to the bottom and flew past the previous lower high. This is where US 30 is stuck at. This is where NAS and S&P are stuck on. And if you go down to lower time frame, you're stuck in the same zone of consolidation. Same zone of consolidation. So, again, I could do the breakdown, but again, it's not going to be anything different than what we said about US 30. Like, we know that NAS is in a situation very similar. Again, all the indexes are in the same situation. So, same breakdown that I gave for US 30 is the same for this, right? We're stuck in an area where price at one point looked like it wanted to turn around and start giving us the downtrend push, right? To then starting to give us the pushes back to the top side, which is okay, right? Um, on the 4 hour we're uptrending, same thing as US 30. On the downtrend, on the daily time frame, we're also in an uptrend, right? We're still making higher highs and higher lows. Just now in this case in this situation, we've been stuck in the zone of consolidation since the beginning of May. So it's about to be a month where we're just stuck rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, going back to the bottom, and then we're just kind of stuck in between these areas, right? So the easiest thing again is just look for the continuations. We have a day of rise yesterday. If today gives us a second day of rise, then we'll be looking for that third day push going into tomorrow, right? But we also know that we want to see a clean break of these highs, and we've, technically speaking, really haven't gotten that, right? So very similar to US 30, right? We're stuck in the zone of consolidation once again. Pretty much just gotta wait for the confirmations, and those confirmations are going to be the break of the highs. Same thing, we have a day of rise yesterday. If today price decides to give us that second push, then we already know that tomorrow we'll be looking for that. But before we could look for that third day push, we need to see price break these highs. So if the second day finishes up here and it doesn't give us a break, then we can't take this trade tomorrow because price just gave us a triple top. It gave us another rejection of the high, right? So we just got to be patient with all the indexes. Again, they're all the same thing. Same thing here on NAS, right? And pretty much these highs are a little bit higher because if price doesn't break these highs, then it's not a break, right? That means that we're just still trapped in the zone of consolidation, and price could continue that push back down to the bottom. There's no trend right now that's happening, right? If anything, too, we could even say that this is a little shoulder head shoulder, where price either needs to break these highs or price needs to break these lows. So we'll see. Honestly, today's market is really gonna tell us. And then tomorrow with NFP, that's gonna be something else that we just gotta be patient with. It might be again the first week of the month, the last week of the month, really are not the best times to trade. And we saw that last week, right? We saw why last week. How many times did people get trapped into trades last week? Um, Similar to the first week of the month, we have NFP for 2 days, Wednesday and Friday, right? We already know the market's gonna move like crazy once that news hits. It happens every Friday, happens at the first of every Friday of the month. Always has happened. That's nothing new. So just gotta be a little bit patient. Right now that we got the start of the new month, right? We already know that okay, we're stuck in the same market conditions as last month, right? Are we looking for anything different? No, we're looking for the same thing. And we saw it all of last month. What happens if you don't follow your rules? What happens if you don't follow the same system? You're gonna get trapped. If you get anxious, if you get nervous, if you start getting bored, you're like, fuck it, I gotta take a trade. And you forget to oversee that you're stuck in these areas, you're going to start losing trades. It's very simple. Like, just look at yesterday, for example, or on Monday, sorry, or Friday, my bad. Right? If we look at Friday, like, how many traders do you think were trapped here? How many traders do you think before NYC were like, oh, price is gonna go short, and then boom, their stop loss was hit? How many traders after NYC you think lost trades here because they thought, oh well, we just had the rejection of the lows, we went back high, we got the retest, I'm gonna start looking for buys, and then what happened? Boom, went right back down to the bottom. All the traders who were trading this during, mid NYC session going into lunch break thinking, oh my god, price went back down, we have to continue to go short. What happened? They went straight into stop loss again. They did it to start the week off. How many traders do you think traded this as a double bottom, right? Double bottom break retest. How many traders do you think were trapped in these trades going long? And then what happened? Boom, you got hit out once, you got hit out twice, and then you're finally getting that another double bottom push here, right? But again, we know that we're stuck in a zone of consolidation. So what do? We avoid all of this bullshit. We already know this is bullshit. Like, we already know this is bullshit. Because when US 30 trend is trending, it's not going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not going to give you 5 exhaustion candles going both ways. 6. Right? It's not going to give you 6 exhaustion candles going both ways. Right? In one day. That's crazy. So end of the day, right? The easiest way to go through this is understanding, well, okay, we're stuck in a zone of consolidation. What are we going to trade? Are we going to be part of the same traders who got trapped for the last 3 days? Or are we going to be the ones who are going to wait for the breakout, wait for the confirmations, give us the right entries, and then start taking those trades? I think I would rather be the trader that just waits instead of losing 50% of my trades. I think I'd rather be patient. So, and again, same thing with NAS. In order for me to have a confirmation that we're going to look for entries, I need to see a break of these highs. I need to see price get away of the zone of consolidation. Without a break of these highs, there's no trades. We're in a range. What are we trading here? What trend are we trading here? What do we want to see? Right? Because one thing is what we want to see, and another thing is what we're seeing. Right? So if I ask you the question, like, what are you seeing right now on NAS? Is it really what you're seeing? Is that really what's happening? Or is it just something that you want to happen, and that's what you're anticipating for it to happen? Because right now, price is just in a range. There's nothing to trade. Same thing with S&P. What are we going to trade? We're just in a range. We've been stuck in this range since the beginning of May. Very similar to the other pairs. It's the exact same thing. Since the beginning of May. Right, since the beginning of May. Same day too, May 13th. So there's been nothing to trade. The only times we've had trades where we could see on every single pair is whenever price is rejecting highs and then going back short. Or whenever price is rejecting shorts, going back high. That's it. But once price is at these highs, right, that's it. We just got to be patient. Once we leave these highs and we start making lower lows and lower highs, then we start looking for those trades. Once we get the rejection of the highs, that's when we start taking the trade. Or vice versa with the lows. So that's pretty, again, that's pretty much it. There's not really, there's not more to go off on. There's really not. There's every single pair, again, we just went through every single pair on the list. Every single pair is reacting the exact same way. And it's the same outcome with all of them. You believe this looks good, you take a trade, and then price goes the opposite way. And then one starts thinking, well, oh, it's just that I don't know what I'm looking at. No. It's not that you don't know what you're looking at. Right? There's a little bit more to it. But, again, understanding that is not that you don't know what you're looking at. It's just you're missing that puzzle, that piece of the puzzle, which is how does price react? The question is, how does price react when it's in a range? How does price react when it's in a zone of consolidation? It's going to trap traders. That's the definition. If you go to Google and you look up what is the definition of a zone of consolidation, what is the definition of a consolidation zone, it's going to tell you consolidation is an area in the market where the market makers are trapping traders. Right? They're collecting contracts. They're making traders believe that this is what they're seeing, but it's something completely different. They're inducing you. It's an area where the market makers are inducing traders to get into a trade, making them believe that something looks good. This is what this is. You could see how the last 4 days, the past 3 days, the market makers have made all of these entries look good. Right? In hindsight, it looks awful. But if you don't have all this data, again, if you go back to Friday and all you have is a zone of consolidation and you have a break and a retest, 99% of traders are going to get trapped, and they're gonna enter this trade thinking that this was a smart Raja concept. Raja Banks gave us a zone of consolidation, a break of the low, and a retest. We're gonna get in, right? An impulse entry, as they would call it, right? How many traders lost, right? So how many times did this do this? It did it once, it did it twice, it did it 3 times, it did it 4 times in the same area. Made you believe you broke the lows. It made you believe you had an exhaustion of the lows to go high. It made you believe that you were going to continue to go high, and it went back down. It gave you another exhaustion of the low, right? It gave you another fake break of the low as well, a lower low. How many traders you think got trapped into a lower high to go into a lower low, right? How many traders you think thought, oh my god, exhaustion of the lows, we're going to break highs again, break highs to go long, straight to stop loss once again? How many traders, once again, at the end of Asia going into London session, how many traders you think said, oh my god, we're going short again, and made another lower low? If you notice, lower low, lower low, lower low. How many traders you think got caught in this and hit their stop loss, right? How many traders you think saw, oh shit, at the end of London, we're going into NYC. We broke above these highs here. We're going to go long, straight to stop loss once again, right? After the NYC Open, how many traders you think went short? Because again, it gave you another lower low. How many traders you think went short and then boom, straight to stop loss again? Again, we're stuck in a zone of consolidation. None of this matters at the end of the day. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, we're doing all of that breakdown for nothing. At the end of the day, you're stuck in a range, right? You're stuck in a zone of consolidation. There's nothing to trade. If you don't have a break of the highs, if you don't have a break of the lows, there's nothing to trade here. You're just, again, you're getting anxious. You're getting nervous. You just want to take a trade just to take it. You want to just take one trade because you saw your favorite trader trade NAS and NQ and S&P and US 30, and they made 15K off of one trade. But market structure is market structure on any pair that you trade. The same money that you make on US 30, you can make that same amount of money trading AUD USD, a pair that moves 60 pips. You can make the same amount of money on a pair moving 60 pips compared to a move that moves 560 pips, right? So just keep that in mind. Here was good, Kendall. So yeah, right now, man, there's nothing else. There's nothing to trade. It's pretty much just an hour session with just, again, we went through the pairs one by one. We talked about them. You know, we broke them down. We did everything we could. But there's nothing left. Everything already hit STP or ADR, or the moves for the day were already made. Or for the most part, pairs are just still moving counter trend. Yeah, we still got crazy gaps in the market. We're still trading at higher highs, or vice versa. We're trading lower lows for those pairs that are downtrending. What's good, brother? You sound a lot better. You doing good? I'm doing good, man. A little tired. You know, I fucking had a journey this week. On Saturday I drove to North Carolina and back down to Orlando on the same day. I left here at 3 in the morning. I got back at 8:30 p.m. So I had a pretty good 16-hour voyage, if you should, you know. But I'm good, man. I'm good. Just bored. Hasn't been any fucking trades. So I've just been chilling, man. Kind of bored because everybody broke up with me. Nobody want to talk to me. You're gone. Booba's gone. I don't know the fuck he's at. Mike is gone. Muhammad is gone. All I got is Albert, and he's also gone technically because he hasn't done a one-on-one session in a few weeks because he's like, I don't need it no more, man. I don't need one right now. Like, all right. So he pretty much broke up with me. Uh, Jessica's been gone for these last couple days, so I haven't had nobody, man. It's been a lonely, it's been a very lonely couple weeks, man. Sounds lit? Nah, man. Fuck that. It wasn't lit. That was a crazy drive. I don't want to do that shit again. I had to go pick up a bike. No shop here in Florida had what I was looking for. Um, so I looked it up in another store and I found one, and it was in North Carolina, and it was a shop that we knew, and we knew the owner and all of that. So I was like, yo, I'm going over there on Saturday. Yo, I have to take a dookie. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'll be in Discord today. If you guys want to join up, you can. There's pretty much no trades for the rest of the day for the day, so that's pretty much it, man. Unless you guys have any other questions, we'll be done. I'll go to the bathroom real quick. Any questions, just let me know in the chat. I'll get back to you guys. If you guys have the Discord, you could always ask questions in the Discord. If you don't have the Discord, I'll link it right now. Give me 1 second. Invite people. Copy. You guys could join the Discord. It's completely free. Again, everything we do here is free. The streams that we do on YouTube are free. Our Discord is free. We do have a paid membership that we do on WAP for those who want to do one-on-one sessions and want to get mentored. You could join up on those streams as well. We do that Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, Wednesday night, Wednesday morning. Or I'm sorry, Thursday morning. Right? And then that's the days we do and then Sundays as well. And then the rest of the week we do it here on YouTube. So it's a good mix of both, obviously, for those who can't afford to do the one-on-ones. At least you guys have some of the sessions here. But for those who could afford it, for those who not even that could afford it, but the ones who want to learn and want to move forward with what we're doing, then you guys could go ahead and join our membership. $49. That's all it is. So if you guys are interested in that, just let me know. Again, no questions in the chat. Everything looks good. Message me on Discord if you guys have any questions. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.